You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
Good morning. We have made it together to Friday.
Thank goodness. Never has TGIF felt so good to say on this week. It just seems like a really long week.
Well,
a lot of people, it just feels long this week.
On this shift, it also is very nice as well.
It is.
Although tomorrow we all wake up anyway at 4 a.m. without the alarm clocks, right?
Can we just say some news? Can we just do news in our rooms?
I know.
There we go.
I know.
There we go. Well, it is Friday, February 16th. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning, John Scalzi.
Good morning. We have a pretty nice start to the morning, too, commute-wise as well. Doesn't look like there's a big problem with fog, though. It's a potential over the next couple of hours. We do have visibilities along the coastline that have been slightly reduced over the course of the last hour, but still very nice, 9-10 mile visibilities. But just off the coast, and as you go north into Pinellas County, kind of thick fog socking people in there, and it's possible that some of this thicker fog we see to the north could expand southward over the course of the next few hours into parts of Manatee County particularly. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, updating our app and letting you know as we go through the morning hours here at Good Morning Suncoast exactly what to expect. You can see that fog on the satellite view just to the north of us. Expect the low clouds and maybe whatever fog we might have to burn off pretty quickly this morning, leading to a high, again warm, of 81 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Weekend forecast coming up for you in a sec.
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now. Already a little blip there on State Road 70 in the eastbound lane at Lockwood Ridge Road. Checking farther south. There was an earlier issue at the interstate at Fruitville that has since cleared up, thankfully, before the morning commute begins. Just some spotty delays right now, Bee Ridge eastbound. We'll zoom back up now to Manatee County and check out the fact that there is an ongoing construction project at the off-ramp northbound. We'll click on that for more information. The northbound 75 ramp at 64 is closed right now. Checking farther south, all clear. In the South County map, we'll check farther south still and find out that it's still looking good in our final map toward the Charlotte County line, showing no problems at 602.
Well, speaking of all that traffic, if your daily routine includes time spent in rush hour traffic, you know there are some hot spots around the Suncoast, ones that are more risky to navigate through and always busy. All this week, our special report, Top 5 Most Dangerous Intersections.
And today is number 1. Marla Spence is back out live at 14th Street West and 53rd Avenue West. Marla, good morning.
Yeah, we finally made it down our countdown. Today we're live at what's considered to be the number 1 dangerous intersection on the Suncoast, which is 14th Street West and 53rd Avenue West. Now we're told that about 50,000 cars can travel through this intersection daily. We're told that that's the maximum capacity of cars for this intersection, which could have drivers a bit anxious to get to their destination if they're stuck in traffic for their morning commute or even during rush hour hours in the evening. We spoke to one driver who goes through this intersection daily, and he tells me that he's witnessed so many accidents in this area. He also believes it's because people are simply in a rush.
I travel this way every morning to go to work, back and forth through 70 between 11 and 5 o'clock. It's always busy. There's always 2 lanes of traffic. People aren't looking. Everybody's in a hurry trying to get through. The lights changes so quick, and then people are running the yellow. It's just a mess.
Lights changing quickly, like that driver just mentioned, is a common concern among many drivers as well as people who work in areas of those top 5 intersections we've been covering all week. What we know is that the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization, they are working on finding out if in fact those lights changing really fast is contributing to the number of crashes and accidents at those top 5 intersections, including this one, which is number 1. Once they find out after doing research, they'll then be working with the Florida Department of Transportation to see what's the next steps on making those top 5 intersections a bit more safer for Suncoast drivers. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, thank you, Marla, for the latest on local traffic and road conditions, construction, also breaking news. Check out our app at the App Store. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast.
Well, it was an emotional tribute overnight for the victims of the South Florida school massacre. As disturbing new details have emerged about the suspect's past, thousands gathered for a candlelight vigil in Parkland to remember the 17 people killed by the shooter, who reportedly told investigators that he was hearing voices. ABC's Stephanie Ramos has the latest from Parkland.
Overnight, thousands of people coming together in disbelief and grief.
For the rest of my days, this will always be engraved in my mind, and I don't think it'll ever go away.
Leaning on each other for support as the names of all 17 victims were read out loud.
Martin Duque, Alyssa Al-Haddad.
Some in the crowd chanting, "No more guns," over the cries of friends and family. Many of the victims, teenage students. One in the school's marching band, another on his way to college on a swim scholarship. Some just in their first year of high school.
And just knowing that that his seat, it won't be filled next time I enter that class, it's heart-wrenching.
For the survivors, the moments that were almost their last, replaying over and over in their minds.
I was scared that I was going to be next. I didn't know what else to do. I just kind of froze.
Lexi Gendron tells us the shooter opened fire in her classroom. Not everyone survived.
I'm thankful to be here, but at the same time, I'm so hurt to know that a lot of people I know are gone.
Police say the gunman confessed to the shooting rampage, telling them he heard voices directing him to carry out the attack.
Some of the things that come to mind are very, very disturbing.
Sources tell ABC News this was his Instagram account. He's seen here holding a pistol, and another he's holding a large knife. Authorities now digging deeper into the suspect's past.
The man who told authorities about a threat the suspected gunman posted on YouTube saying he was going to shoot up a school, that tipster tells ABC News he spoke with the FBI last year and also told YouTube. The FBI says they're now looking into it. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Parkland, Florida.
In the wake of the school shooting, some state lawmakers are already working on a plan. They want to steer $100 million to public schools for mental health screening and services and boost funding for school safety programs. Lawmakers are also exploring what can be done to prevent the sale of guns to people like the suspected shooter.
What I am focusing on is making sure that people who have mental instabilities or have other mental health issues that they don't have access to firearms.
Folks have a Second Amendment right to have a firearm to protect themselves and their family and their home, but there's nowhere in the Constitution that says that that right is unlimited.
So this new possible plan would more than double the $40 million set aside in a Senate measure that would create a special category for mental health in Florida school districts. So school districts and charter schools would have to develop mental health plans that include a partnership with a community program to provide prevention, diagnosis, and treatment services for students.
And the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office has charged an illegal alien after detectives say he forced a 16-year-old to engage in a sexual relationship with him. Sheriff's deputies say that Noe Ramirez Lopez refused to let the teen go to school and forced her to have sex with him instead. Now, in fear for her safety and immigration status, the victim did not report his actions until she was assaulted in front of her employer. Ramirez Lopez has been in trouble with the law before. He was deported back in August with a ban not to return to the U.S.
And now back again in Tallahassee, a bill about minors getting married in Florida is closer to law. The House passed a bill that would allow people who are 16 or 17 to get married under certain circumstances, such as pregnancy, but minors could only be 2 years apart. The couples would have to verify pregnancies and also get written consent from their parents or guardians.
What we're trying to do here is end, as much as possible, child marriage. And I think this bill, the way it's amended, tries to forge a compromise with some on both sides of the issue that had concerns that the original bill was either too strict or not strict enough.
Currently, minors can get marriage licenses with parental consent, and judges can issue licenses to minors if they have children or are involved in pregnancies.
Well, a bill that would restrict the most common type of second trimester abortion in Florida is now moving forward. Its next step, a House floor vote. Now, if passed, this measure would impose new restrictions on doctors performing dilation and evacuation abortions. The bill, however, would allow an exception when a woman's life is in danger and if no other medical procedures could save her. Doctors who violate the law could be charged with a third-degree felony. Now, this bill is drawing criticism from abortion rights supporters.
Why make it so much more complicated for a woman who has gone through probably an enormous amount of challenges and pain to make this decision and then complicate her life even more?
Can we please come to some sense of humanity and respect for life, the unborn life in it, when it will not affect the mother's ability to get this abortion.
Just over 3 weeks remaining in the 2018 session, a similar bill in the Senate has yet to be heard by any committee.
Well, on a lighter note now, China rings in the Lunar New Year today. They celebrated the traditional bell ringing ceremony in Beijing. Hundreds of millions traveled home to be with family and friends. It was described as the world's largest annual migration. This year is the year of the dog in the Chinese zodiac calendar.
Nice. They said about a really cool light show as well.
Really?
They released almost 500 lanterns up into the air. Like it's kind of like their new year.
Yeah. So ahead, first alert traffic and the weekend forecast, and also a frightening flight for passengers on United Airlines.
Some amazing video captured during a flight to Honolulu. Oh, wait till you see this when you come back.
It is 6:11 right now, mid-60s outside your door. Should see a high again today in the low 80s. John Scalzi's complete weekend forecast is next on Good Morning Suncoast.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Van Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru True Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Continuing to monitor the Cortez Bridge webcam, which will be our northernmost extent of fog sinking southward from areas where it's very thick around the Big Bend region into Pinellas County. But so far, so good. A little more haze, perhaps, in the view of some of the street lights off in the distance, but all in all, everything looks pretty good. So that's good news. We have 63 degrees, Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca at 62, so is Parrish and Bradenton. Lakewood Ranch at 63, Sarasota the same, Venice 64, Inglewood the same, and then you get into the 63s again in Northport and in Punta Gorda. Longboat Key a little bit warmer at 66. Temperature and dew point are pretty close together. 63 temperature, 62 dew point. That brings us to 97% relative humidity. With that kind of thick humidity, there's always the potential for some fog to form if other conditions are right. The thing that is not so right today is that we have a south-southeast wind at about 3, and that's tending to take the thick sea fog that is located just to our north and blow it back away from our coast instead of toward our coast. If we had more of a westerly wind this morning, we would have seen a lot more fog around, particularly in Manatee County. But everything right now is looking pretty good. We have 9-mile visibility in Venice, but just to the north of us, we have visibilities reduced to a quarter mile in some locations. Some sensors are not picking up the dense fog like this one in Brooksville, but there are some pockets of some denser fog in those locations. It's all sea fog that's blowing on shore just to the north of us, and in fact some areas are showing some pretty dense fog, but look how it's kind of tending to retreat over the last few hours on our satellite photo. That's the fog and low clouds out there, and that's because of that general southeast wind at the surface. The air at the surface is moist, it's humid. The air aloft, not so much, pretty dry. So that's going to lead, I think, to a lot of sunshine as we head into the afternoon. The sunshine is going to bring our temperatures up to about 78 by noon and 81 as we head into 3 o'clock. We'll watch for lots of sun to start your day with temperatures in the 70s pretty quickly. As we head into the noontime hour, we'll start to pop into some 80s, maybe even some mid-80s in well inland areas, and then this evening back down into the 70s with a fair amount of sunshine. Looks like it'll be a beautiful evening with a gorgeous sunset. Don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall at all today or through the weekend. Maybe a little sea fog might start to develop overnight, and it's possible as we develop a more westerly wind over the weekend that tomorrow morning we could have a bigger issue with fog near the coast. We'll wait and see how it plays out. We have lots of rainfall activity from New York stretching through Cincinnati back toward Texas. That's all part of a frontal boundary that will in no way impact the state of Florida. We're all about our high-pressure ridge developing a west wind for boaters today. The winds will be fairly light over the weekend. Smooth conditions anticipated today and probably right straight through the weekend, so good boating weather. 81, our daytime high today. Tomorrow, the same. Sunday, the same. We'll probably start warming as we head into Monday, and then as we get into next work week, I think we'll be looking at temperatures that'll probably top out in the mid-80s. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if inland temperatures away from the sea breeze are in the upper 80s to pretty close to the 90-degree mark in some locations. I think too early. Back to you.
All right, never too early for those. All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside at your first alert traffic. Coming in this morning, if you're headed into the Manatee area, we do have your normal slowdowns heading into the Bradenton area and then later into Sarasota. We are seeing some slowdowns this morning at State Road 70 and 301. All that intersection right there is looking a little congested this morning. In North Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking pretty good out there today. Got a little bit of congestion on Bee Ridge Road, but not too much out there to see today. And then a little bit farther into Sarasota, we've got another little blip right there that we need to talk about that we've been sharing with you this morning. Right there on 75 on northbound, the exit ramp to State Road 64, that has been closed. Again, 75 northbound, the exit ramp to State Road 64, that is closed right now. So you're going to have to find another way around that situation. And then heading back down farther south in the map, we've got a little bit of congestion again on Clark Road. We've been seeing that throughout this morning, as well as some congestion on Bee Ridge Road as well. Heading a little farther south toward the Venice area, starting to see some backups on 41 southbound there as well. Not too much to see out there otherwise. And then one final look just a little bit farther south if you're heading toward the Englewood area. Your roads right in there are running pretty smooth this morning, 620, and that is your first alert traffic. Well, a suspected DUI driver led police on a bizarre chase in Los Angeles overnight. Police started chasing a black SUV on the 101 freeway. Now, during that chase, the driver moved on to side streets, crashed into the back of another car, and just decided to keep going. Suspect eventually got stuck in a cul-de-sac. That can happen. The officers tased the driver, and they did take him into custody.
Passengers on board a United flight from San Francisco to Honolulu got quite a scare. This video shows what witnesses described as the engine being blown apart during the flight. Thankfully, the engine did not catch fire and the Boeing 777 was able to make a safe landing.
And a giant megastorm that was once as wide as the Atlantic Ocean is gently fizzling out 3 billion miles away from the Earth on planet Neptune. These incredible images from the Hubble telescope show that storm shrinking since it was first noticed back in 2015. Now, scientists thought it would head to Neptune's equator and then break up, but instead the dark vortex drifted farther to the South Pole. Neptune's immense storms were first discovered by NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft back in the 1980s. Now today, only the Hubble has the necessary blue light sensors to be able to track them.
See John Scalzi watching that story?
Yes, he was.
More science here for you, John. New research shows that many countries are not keeping the greenhouse gas goals set in the Paris Climate Accord. A new report suggests that that means we are likely to see more extreme weather events like drought, flooding, and extreme heat. And researchers say North America, Europe, and East Asia could be affected the most. 6:21 right now, still ahead. Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux have made a major announcement.
They have maybe the not so surprising details in your GMA First Look. That's just minutes away.
It's an investigation that hits so close to home.
They are really drug dealers in white coats.
You'll want to see if your doctor is on the list.
If he's not here, who's writing his prescription?
Licensed to Pill, an ABC7 investigation Monday at 6.
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $25,999. Or save big and get $13,300 off a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Thousands of award-winning Honda SUVs are on sale from $189 a month during the Honda President's Day sales event. You've got to see these SUVs. Get a surprisingly spacious 2018 HR-V, $189 a month, or step up to Pilot for $289 a month with available seating for 8. Plus, we have Motor Trend's SUV of the Year, the 2018 CR-V, and Ridgeline, a Car and Driver's 10 Best, all on sale for up to $3,805 less than the competition at your local Honda dealer.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Here's a live shot of the Rosemary District. 64 degrees on the outside right now. Should see a high 81, pretty morning in progress.
Oh, looking gorgeous out there today. I'm loving John Scalzi's weekend forecast as well. We'll have that later on throughout the show.
A Sarasota Girl Scout is receiving a high honor for a documentary she produced. Devin Chida will be honored tomorrow with the Girl Scouts Gold Award. That award is given to those who have spent 80 hours on a project that impacts the community. She did a film on, wait for it, the importance of declawing cats.
When it started out, my Gold Award planning, I wanted to get a law passed banning declawing in Sarasota County. But I decided to start with just making a documentary to inform people about the issue so then there's awareness about it. And then I just recently sent in a request for a proclamation. It did not get passed, but the commissioner really liked my initiative and how I was actually trying to get things done in the community.
I like how she shrugs that off. Didn't get passed, but I'm not going to be...
So well spoken.
Yeah. Documentary is being shown tomorrow at the Gulf Coast Event and Conference Center on Kettleman at 2:30 p.m. Way to go. Nice young lady.
All right, let those Brad Pitt rumors begin. An announcement overnight. Jennifer Aniston.
Heard of her?
And Justin Theroux have announced their separation after 2.5 years of marriage.
A lot of guys are excited about this possibility.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
update your resumes and submit them to her. ABC News has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux are announcing their breakup after being secretly separated for 2 months. The news comes just days after Aniston's 49th birthday. In a joint statement, the pair says this decision was mutual and lovingly made at the end of last year. We are two best friends who have decided to part ways as a couple, but look forward to continuing our cherished friendship. Back in 2015, newlywed Theroux opened up to Robin Roberts about married life.
It's fantastic. Something really does shift, and it's in a wonderful way.
But the pair is now making their story clear, writing, "Whatever else is printed about us that is not directly from us is someone else's fictional narrative," adding, "Above all, we are determined to maintain the deep respect and love that we have for one another." And coming up at 7 a.m., People Magazine's Kate Coyne weighs in live. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
I was out here smoking instead of being there for my son's winning shot. That was it for me. That's why I'm quitting with Nicorette.
Only Nicorette Mini has a patented fast-dissolving formula. It starts to relieve sudden cravings fast.
Every great why needs a great how.
It's Macy's President's Day sale. Take an extra 20% off with your Macy's card or savings pass. Save 30 to 50% during the last days of our big home sale. And take 25% off denim and activewear for the family. Now at Macy's.
Looking for balance in your digestive system? Try Align Probiotic. For a non-stop, sweet treat goodness, hold on to your Tiara kind of day. Get 24/7 digestive support with Align, the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Also in kids' chewables.
If you could see your cough,
It's just a cough.
you'd see how often you cough all day, and so would everyone else. Robitussin delivers fast, powerful relief to fight your cough in 12-hour shifts. Robitussin 12-hour cough relief, because it's never just a cough.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
This is an important announcement. If you're between 50 and 85 and worried about your loved ones, you can still get affordable life insurance for peace of mind.
My life insurance coverage is guaranteed, and I was not required to get a medical exam.
I had high blood pressure and diabetes, and I got my coverage with one telephone call. No exam necessary.
I'm a smoker, and I wanted to take care of my family. I called to get my life insurance and my affairs in order. I wanted to do the right thing.
Call Final Expense No Exam Insurance. Your rates are guaranteed and will never increase.
I called and learned that this insurance cannot be canceled even if you get sick or gain weight.
And there are no restrictions on how my beneficiaries use the money when I'm gone.
Approval was easy and the price was right. I wanted to do this for my children.
Call 800-738-9812. 800-738-9812.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert Weather app now. When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, we're less than 2 months into 2018 and at least 8 school shootings here in the U.S. have been reported.
It's a busy Friday morning and traffic is picking up at what's considered to be the #1 dangerous intersection on the Suncoast. Today I'm live at 14th Street West and 53rd Avenue West in Manatee County.
And the call is out for more blood donations this morning. Those stories, traffic and weather next on Good Morning Suncoast.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
Happy Friday to you. It is Friday, February 16th. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. I'm Stephanie Webb.
I'm Ray Collins, and John Scalzi has details. What should be a nice weekend, right, John?
Yeah, nice weekend and a pretty nice start to the morning as well. You know, we had the possibility of seeing some pretty thick fog around here, but it's not playing out and things are looking good for your morning commute. 10 out of 10 chance today for an outside recess. Woohoo! No, better than that, right? Rahoo! There you go. We're looking at about a 10-mile visibility along the coastline. Looks pretty good. Just to the north of us, the visibility is much reduced, though, and will probably be so through mid-morning. So if you're traveling north, up around Dunedin, Crystal River, you're going to be looking at some really thick fog up there. As far as you can see some of the fog and low clouds just off our coastline, but they're kind of being pushed back by a general southeasterly wind flow. So we're going to start the day off with a fair amount of sunshine, boosting our temperatures rapidly into the 70s. We'll be looking at a noontime temperature of close to the 80 mark, and we'll top it out today in the lower 80s. Once again, a beautiful day. Talk about the weekend weather. Looks pretty nice. Coming up in just a few. Back to you.
We don't get recess here, do we?
No, we need recess right around like maybe 6:15.
At 5:15.
Right?
Let's check the maps right now. A little blip there on the 301 northbound route as you head into downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, nothing major right now in Manatee County. Farther south, looking all clear in mid-Sarasota County today. Going back north now, we'll check out a construction project ongoing that is closing the northbound exit ramp to State Road 64. So be aware of that. You might want to get off at State Road 70 and head north on 301 if you're going to 64 ultimately. Otherwise, pretty clear to the south. We'll keep on checking farther south toward our friends in Venice and Northport and continuing south to the Charlotte County line, all clear at 634.
Well, when it comes to rush hour traffic, we all know a few roads to avoid in the mornings. Now, some are just downright risky to drive through. Our special report this week, the top 5 most dangerous intersection continues.
And some words are risky, too. Our Marla Spence is the #1 reporter for us, and she's at the #1 dangerous intersection on the Suncoast right now. Marla, good morning.
Yeah, this is the front bumper of a car that was involved in an accident not too long ago, earlier this week, at what's considered to be one of the most dangerous, in fact, the #1 dangerous intersection on the Suncoast, which is 14th Street West and 53rd Avenue West. Now, some contributing factors to making this intersection dangerous are things like distracted driving, speeding, and also drivers simply being in a rush, putting not only other drivers at risk for accidents, but also bicyclists and pedestrians. We spoke to a driver who goes through this intersection daily, and he tells us he's witnessed many accidents in this area, including the accident here a few days ago causing that front bumper you just saw a few seconds ago to come right off of a car.
Saw that a couple days ago. Actually, the car was turning. It was yellow, and he wasn't going to make it, so he hurried up and sped, and the other guy was coming from this side, and they both tried to beat the yellow light, and they just ended up hitting each other, and he ripped his whole bumper off. I've been here since 1990, and I've probably seen 12 or 13 accidents at this intersection in the last 4 years.
We spoke to the Sarasota Manatee Metropolitan Planning Organization. They collect data and also information on intersections throughout the Suncoast. And one thing that they did tell us that is a contributing factor to some crashes on intersections throughout the Suncoast is the fact that there might be a lack of bicycle lanes. Now, just in this intersection alone, I have not seen any bicycle lanes this morning, and I've seen at least 5 bicyclists trying to navigate through this intersection. Now, once the MPO gathers information on this intersection in particular, they'll then be meeting with the Florida Department of Transportation to see what efforts can be done to putting more bike lanes in this intersection, as well as the other top 5 that we've been mentioning all week. Reporting live in Manatee County, I'm Marla Spence for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Okay, Marla, nice job this week on that series. For the latest on this story, breaking news, and the forecast, you can check out our new app. It's under WWSB or My Suncoast. We are less than 2 months into 2018, and there's already been 8 school shootings nationwide. Wednesday's rampage in Broward County claimed 17 lives. And as reporter John Lawrence tells us, it once again has sparked a debate over gun control.
President Trump offering condolences to those who lost loved ones in Wednesday's shooting rampage.
My fellow Americans, today I speak to a nation in grief.
This is the 4th time President Trump has spoken to the country in the aftermath of a deadly shooting.
We are here for you, whatever you need, whatever we can do to ease your pain.
And some say new gun laws are necessary.
Do something! Action! We need it now!
Florida Governor Rick Scott says he's meeting with state leaders next week and that everything's on the table regarding gun control laws.
I am furious. This has got to stop. We cannot have violence in our schools.
While others say this is an issue that keeps getting swept under the rug.
I'd rather pass gun safety legislation than win the election because people die from this.
Pro-gun advocates say tighter gun laws may not prevent incidents like this.
What you call common sense gun legislation are minor matters that do not, in most cases, interact with these shootings.
Others are just hoping Washington, D.C. will come up with something to make the country more safe.
You guys are the adults. You need to take some action and play a role. Work together, come over your politics, and get something done.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Meantime, the lobby group Gun Owners of America says it supports arming teachers to help prevent future school shootings.
And here in Sarasota, a group is calling for stricter gun laws as well. About 100 people gathered on US 41 at the Sarasota Bayfront yesterday, holding signs and pushing for better gun control laws. Sarasota's chapter of the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence organized that protest. Participants say they want change and they want it now, especially following that school shooting in Broward County.
What I'm hoping happens out here by us is a raising of awareness. Among other things, we have more people now who will be making calls to legislators, and Sarasota sees us, and that's important. They need to know there are a lot of us out here who care about this issue.
This group gets together in the same spot every Thursday afternoon. And the State Blood Center and the Suncoast Blood Bank are in need of donations after responding to that shooting. The blood banks say the immediate needs following the shooting were met, but now they're running low on O-negative blood. They're asking eligible O-negative donors to please visit a donor center or the Big Red Bus and donate. For a full list of mobile donation locations and donor center hours here on the Suncoast, just head online to our website, mysuncoast.com.
On a lighter note now, 2 huge festivals on the Suncoast this weekend. First off, hundreds of motorcyclists will be here for Thunder by the Bay. It's been moved from Lakewood Ranch back to the Sarasota County Fairgrounds, and there's a busy lineup of live music, also a stunt show, vendors, charity ride, fireworks, the Bikes on Main block party kicks off tonight at 7 o'clock on Main Street in downtown Sarasota. And all proceeds go back to the charity Suncoast Charities for Children, which helps build facilities for children and adults with special needs.
And a historic fishing village on the Suncoast will be packed this weekend. Some 25,000 people are expected to come out and check out the 36th annual Cortez Commercial Fishing Festival. The two-day event has lots of fresh seafood, as you would expect, live music, exhibits, and plenty of things for the kids to do. It's sponsored by the Florida Institute for Saltwater Heritage, or FISH, which is dedicated to preserving the heritage of Florida's maritime communities.
Should be a great weekend for these activities.
Yes.
If you're out and about, you can send us some pictures to our respective addresses right there. We'd love to hear from you. We always do. Should be a great weekend on the Suncoast with lots of activities. I've got some friends in town this weekend, so we'll check out the Thunder by the Bay on Main Street in downtown Sarasota.
Excellent. You're saying that Cortez one was a really cool one to check out, too.
Yeah, Cortez is such classic old Florida beauty that's fun to even be there.
All right, putting it on the random road trip list.
Yeah, not too far, yeah.
All right, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, the latest in your first alert traffic and weather, and you can get a bird's eye view of Robinson Preserve in Manatee County.
We'll tell you where and how when we come back. Here's a peek outside our window. It should be a nice day today. There's the Rosemary District as dawn is breaking off in the distance. Pretty shot there of downtown Sarasota. We're in the mid-60s right now, again on the way to the low 80s. Living in paradise and watching Good Morning Suncoast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Fact: the top 3 Marriott hotels in North and South America are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, according to a recent survey of 363 Marriott hotels. The Marriott at Grand National, the Marriott Shoals Hotel, and the Grand Hotel. And 2 of the top 3 Renaissance hotels are also on the trail: Ross Bridge in Birmingham and the Battle House in Mobile. Southern hospitality still rules. For reservations or information, visit rtjgolf.com/resorts.
If you've never truly loved your car, you've clearly never owned a Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. Now lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $219 a month. Or get 0% financing with 0 down during the Subaru True Love event. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, temperatures are mild outside right now, coming in at 62. Bradenton, Parrish, the same 63. Sarasota, Venice, Inglewood at 64. Inland temperatures just a tad bit cooler, perhaps more uniformly in the lower 60s. 66 out at Longboat Key. We have pretty quiet conditions out there right now. 63-degree air temperature at the airport with a dew point value of 62, pretty close together. That would have brought a pretty decent chance of seeing some sea fog effect in, except that we have a south-southeast wind that's tending to push that fog back out toward the Gulf waters. Temperatures or visibilities rather across the region are great. They're coming in at 10 miles or better, so there's really not much of an issue here. Maybe some patchy inland fog, maybe, but not a big deal. The fog is certainly much thicker as you head northward. In fact, it's socked in from about northern Pinellas County up to the north, but the fog that kind of lingers out in Gulf waters, again, being pushed back by a general southeasterly wind flow. So we're looking good along our coastline, while Pinellas County will probably be suffering from these low clouds and fog across the region through the morning. We're going to start off the day with a fair amount of sunshine, I think. We'll go with 65 by 7. By noon, we'll be at about 73. Maybe a little bit of fair weather cloudiness, but not much. A lot of sunshine poking through as we put the forecast into motion and go into 9 o'clock. We're in the 70s already as we head into the lunchtime hour, upper 70s to 80s in most locations. And we'll top it out today very warm with some inland temperatures probably getting into the mid-80s, while along the coastline we'll probably top it out around 82. By the time we get into the dinner time hour and the commute home, we're down into the low to mid-70s across most locations, still holding in the 80s inland. And then as we head into the evening time and night time, we're looking at some pretty quiet conditions. Again, tomorrow morning we may see a little sea fog develop, and the winds may be more conducive out of the northwest to help take some of that sea fog and bring it back closer to the coastline. So there is that potential tomorrow morning. We'll be watching for that. Otherwise, I think we're in for a delightful weekend. High pressure will remain the dominant weather feature for us. Scattered showers through the Ohio Valley, transitioning into some heavier rainfall in spots. New York City Airport, Cincinnati Airport, D.C. airports all have the potential of seeing some airport delay because of low-hanging cloud and maybe a little storminess. We have this high-pressure ridge, which will continue to provide us with a nice westerly flow right straight through the weekend, and it's close enough to us that the winds will be light, so the boating weather should be just fantastic as we head into the weekend. Light, generally speaking, 5 to 10 knot wind to 5 knot wind, maybe a little light over the weekend for sailboating, but certainly motorboating will feature smooth conditions on bay and inland waters and just 2-foot seas. Forecast looks like this. Today's high comes in at about 81, or rather, high tide, first of all, is at 132. Low tide is at 711 for you voters. Comes in at 81. Tomorrow about the same thing on Saturday. 3 days, beautiful weather, lots of sunshine, maybe some fair weather clouds in the morning, as well as some patchy fog. Then as we head into the beginning of next week, we start to warm. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week could be mid-80s. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. We love the words delightful in your forecast. Let's take a look outside to some delightful traffic conditions. Not too much going on. We've got usual slowdowns if you're heading into Bradenton from either one of the bridges from Palmetto or Ellenton. And if you're heading into North Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking pretty good this morning. Usually we start to see a lot of congestion, but the roads are looking pretty clear this morning. We do have one spot that we want to tell you about. It's right there on 75 and State Road 64. The exit ramp northbound to 64 is closed. Again, on I-75 northbound, the exit ramp to State Road 64, that is closed right there. If you want to head again farther south, there is some congestion out there on Clark Road as well, but other than that, in the farther south you go, the better the roads are actually looking out there today. Now near Venice, you're starting to see a little bit of congestion, but the rest of the southern area, if you're heading into the Port Charlotte or Englewood area, those roads are looking pretty good this morning. And if you're looking at something else this morning, it is number 1 on our list of the most dangerous intersections on the Suncoast. We've been doing the countdown all week, and Marla has brought you the number 1 most dangerous one this morning. You're looking live at the corner of 14th and 53rd Avenue. That is the most dangerous one. 3
of the worst ones are all on the same stretch there at 57th, 53rd, and also Cortez on 14th Street.
Right.
Be aware of that. All right, back to the news now. Rising home prices and now higher mortgage rates could hurt the real estate market. The cost of borrowing to buy a home keeps on inching up. At a time when home prices are high, higher interest rates could be a challenge for potential home buyers. Freddie Mac says the average rate on a 30-year fixed-rate loan now stands at 4.38%. That's the highest it's been in the past 4 years.
Starting today, you can get a bird's eye view of Robinson Preserve in Manatee County from inside this brand new treehouse education center. I love this thing. The Mosaic Center for Nature Exploration, Science and Technology, or NEST Learning Center, is going to be open to the public officially this afternoon. The NEST is surrounded by 150 beautiful acres on that preserve. The county is in the process of expanding the preserve, and once it's finished, there will be a canoe and kayak launch, mangrove islands, a 5K track, walking trails, and restored wetlands. You can get a sneak peek of that NEST Center during a ribbon cutting today at 4 o'clock. That is beautiful.
So Frank Lloyd Wright. Architecture.
Can I have that as my house? Will they notice if I move in and live there?
We'll check traffic, weekend weather, and also a beautiful story about some chemo buddies making a big difference for each other.
That's right. It's an innovative idea behind a nonprofit for people that are battling cancer. We've got that story for you coming up next.
Head over to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota, where you'll always get better prices and a bigger selection, like the area's largest selection of new 2018 Jeep Wrangler JLs in stock now. Or get the most awarded SUV of all time, a new Jeep Cherokee, for as little as $19,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in the all-new Jeep Compass for just $18,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook. Want the latest weather and traffic conditions wherever you go? Introducing ABC7's revolutionary new First Alert weather app. With our state-of-the-art new weather app, you get up-to-the-minute weather alerts, interactive radar maps, current conditions, 10-day forecasts, real-time traffic maps, and weather video from ABC7, all at your fingertips. And it's free. Just search Suncoast WX in the App Store and download onto all your devices today. Sponsored by Mr. Sparky.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Here are some of the top stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
The State Blood Center and the Suncoast Blood Bank are in need of donations. This after responding to the mass shooting in Broward County. They are especially in need of the blood type O negative.
Plus, Florida legislatures are already working on a plan to steer $100 million to public schools for mental health screenings and services and boost funding for school safety programs.
Here's a look at the region right now, traffic-wise. Nothing much to concern yourselves with except for the northbound 75 is closed at State Road 64 due to a construction project there, John.
Yeah, looking at some nice weather today. Don't think we'll have a big fog problem. Temperatures will rise into the 70s this morning and then into the 80s this afternoon. Lots of people will be heading to Thunder by the Bay, and it looks good tonight. Clear, dry, mid-70s. Then tomorrow, sunny, dry, low 80s to start, and finishing with mid-70s in the evening under clear conditions. Benefiting children's charity, it should be a wonderful event. And for those who are taking their sunset walk this evening, light west wind and giving her 4 beach balls out of 4. It's going to be a very pretty sunset.
For cancer patients, a support system can make all the difference, and who better to understand than someone going through it? That's the idea behind a nonprofit called Chemo Buddies for Life. It's like a Match.com, but for patients with cancer in need of a friend. All you have to do is create a profile and you'll be matched with another patient, survivor, or a supporter, and that's a great way to feel like you're not going through it alone.
Absolutely, I love that.
That
what a
is
good
awesome.
program. I had both of my parents go through that.
Yeah.
And I know that would have been nice at that time to have somebody that knew, you know, what we were going through.
Right. Have a great weekend, folks. We'll leave you with a live shot from the dangerous intersection in Manatee County. Stay safe out there.
That's right. Good Morning America is coming straight ahead.